Today I'm going to show you how you can set up lighting for your YouTube videos on a budget. And you're probably thinking, Peter, why are you holding your arm like this? Well, that is because I'm lighting this scene using nothing but a flashlight and a reflector. But I gotta say, I do think it looks pretty good. I just want to start this video off by saying thank you so much to each and every one of you that are here watching my videos, having a good time, hanging out, dropping the comments, giving it thumbs up and all the things that only you can do. And I mean, like, you're making this so much more fun than I ever thought it would be. So thank you so much. And if this is your first time watching it, then you might want to consider hitting that subscribe button because, you know, that'd be appreciated. But yeah, let's talk about lighting. Lighting is by far the single most important thing when it comes to making your videos look professional, because without light, your videos will not look good. I mean, like, if you take your camera and go out and shoot at night, it's gonna look like, oh, this was not good, huh? But that is because you don't have sufficient light to make your videos look good. But if you go out to shoot when it's golden hour, then your footage is gonna look automatically good because the lighting is almost perfect to shoot any kind of video or take any kind of photos. And when it comes to YouTube, you're probably watching creators like myself and a bunch of others that has these super expensive video lights that they use when you're shooting your videos. And the reason that we're using that kind of lighting is to try to get the best looking footage that we possibly can in our videos. But when you're just starting out, it's gonna be really hard for you to be able to afford those kind of lights that I have in the background here in the studio. So I'm gonna try to show you a couple of different setups that you can use, starting from with the flashlight that you saw in the beginning, going all the way up to this setup that I have right here in the studio. So let's get to it. We're gonna need a flashlight, and this one cost me like 19 bucks, and I think it will do its job. All right. Then we're gonna need this that I bought from Amazon, which is a reflector holder, which was super cheap. It cost me like 25 bucks. And then we're gonna have the tripod here, and we're gonna point the camera in towards the corner. Kom igen. Okay. Hello. There får vi den. Perfetto. Then we're gonna have a reflector, of course. Oi! Whoops. And we're gonna make sure that we have the white side of the reflector, and then we're gonna put this like so, and then we're gonna put it at a slight 45-degree angle like so. That looks pretty good. And then we're gonna set the camera here, and then we're gonna turn everything off. And then we're going to turn off the picture profile in camera and bring out the flashlight, and here we go. This is nothing but one flashlight and one reflector, and I gotta say, I do think it looks really good for being just a flashlight. And this is also the cheapest flashlight that I could find, so you could probably find a better one that is going to give you a better result. But that is what you can do with a reflector. That is pretty cool. So this is the entire setup that we used. I only pointed the flashlight from here, bouncing it off towards us using the reflector. And I wouldn't say that using a flashlight is going to be like optimal, but it's gonna work. But let's take it up a notch and use the Nanlite Pavotube 6C Mark II and see what we can do with this. I just want to put a, let's see. So we're going to take this and we're going to attach this to it. There we go. We're just going to turn this on and make sure that we have it set to a correct mode. Okay, let's turn everything off. Place. And this is what it looks like using the Nanlite Pavotube and the reflector. So this is a total setup of like 150 bucks, which is still pretty cheap, but I gotta say, it looks really good. And if you want to like make the background a little bit more interesting, then you can add a light and put it behind you. Say for example that we're gonna take the flashlight, have it like so, maybe like this. Looks a little bit better than it did previously, but yeah, that's how simple it is to actually make a YouTube setup using very, very small means. So this is what it looks like, having the Nanlite on the tripod and then bouncing it off the reflector towards the place where we're actually sitting. And then I place the flashlight here to give it a little bit of like interesting in the background. But yeah, that's how simple it can actually be when you're shooting with nothing but one light. So if you feel that you have a little bit bigger budget to invest into the lighting of your YouTube videos, then I would definitely recommend you to go for something like the Nanlite Forza 60 watt together with a 60 centimeter softbox, so that you can utilize that when you're shooting your videos. Because right now I'm using that as the key light for this video. And the good thing about it is that you can turn off the fan so that if it's too loud in the space that you are, then you just turn it off and it's gonna be completely silent. And usually it's working without any issues without the fan on at around like 40%, which is great. And if we turn all the other lights off here in the office, it's gonna look like this. And it's still looking really good, and it does give you like a really professional looking light when you're shooting your videos. But having a totally black background is not going to be looking that good for a longer period of time, and that is why I want to have all the lights on in the background, because I think it looks much better. So 3, 2, 1. Here we go. But the most important thing when you're setting up the lights is that you try to angle the lights at a 45-degree angle towards you when you're recording your videos. And something that I see a lot of people do is that they try to light one side of the face and try to make the entire other half of the face be dark. And that is something that I wouldn't recommend you to do, because it's gonna look a little bit less professional than if you have something like this. And as you can see, I'm lighting this side of my face together as this side as well. And that gives us a little bit more professional looking feeling to the footage that we're seeing. The good thing about the Forza 60 together with the small softbox is that it is a really powerful light that you can use for a bunch of talking head shots, and it's also something that will fit into a really small like space. So it's gonna be a great option for anyone like that wants to record at home, in the kitchen or in the bedroom, or wherever you might record your YouTube videos. Maybe you're recording your videos in the closet, like whoa. And when you're using the light, a mistake that I did in the beginning was that I thought you had to have the light at full power and then try to adjust the distance that you were sitting away from the light. But now I try to have the light as close to me as possible and try to drag down the power of the light to make it give this like smooth skin tone when it's lighting my skin. Not because I have any smooth skin, but it looks good, huh? If I were to increase the power output of the light, then I have to decrease the ISO of the camera to make sure that we're not overexposing the footage. But doing that would also make our background look less exposed than it is right now. So right now the light is at 41%, so let's drag it up to 100. Okay, this is a little bit too bright, and let's drag down the ISO of the camera. And this is how far I'm getting because I'm shooting in S-Log. So what we have to do now is that we gotta increase the shutter. So increasing the power output of the light and decreasing the ISO and increasing the shutter of the camera makes the background look a little bit darker, and it also gives our skin a less even light than what we had before. So let's just turn it back. So if you're in the beginning of your like YouTube career and you want to have something that is going to provide you with enough power for a longer period of time, and you want to have something that is going to be fixed, then this light is definitely something that you should go for. And if you want to invest a little bit more money into your lighting, then I would definitely go for something like this, which is the Nanlite Forza 300 together with a 90 centimeter softbox. And using that as our key lights is gonna look like this. And this is gonna be better for like when you want to light a bigger surface area. So say for example right now I'm sitting here and I want to have light on all of me instead of just my face, then this is gonna be a great softbox and a great light that you can use for that. And since it's a 300 watt light, it's also gonna be really good whenever you want to record anything in slow motion. Maybe like product B-roll, or maybe some cool stuff where you throw things around, or maybe you do a cinematic B-roll sequence. This is not gonna have any issues at all lighting up that sequence with sufficient light. But I gotta say, the background looks really boring without all the lights on, so we're just gonna... This looks so much better, right? I mean, like when you have a little bit of stuff going on in the background and a little bit of contrast between you and the background, that is gonna make things pop a little bit more and feel a little bit more professional. Anyway, if you're interested in any of the gear that I used in this video, I'm gonna drop a link to each and every one of them in the description down below, so you can go there and set up your own YouTube studio, because it doesn't have to be expensive. And yeah, I really hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please do give it a thumbs up, because that would be highly appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed, it's gonna be right here if you're interested in that. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Have a good one.